गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुरेव परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. महायोगी स्वामी उमानंद सरस्वती की जय. Friends, today we are going to talk of another great saint, that is Muktananda Baba of Ganeshpuri. He was my Guru's Guru and he is also the best devotee disciple of Bhagwan Nityananda. So it is a parampara, a lineage, which is Bhagwan Nityananda, then Muktananda Baba, and then Muktananda Baba's devotee, Gurudev Umanand Saraswati, is my Guru. Normally, whenever you go into a study of spiritualism, we should try to know who the Gurus are. By their names, by their lives and sketches, we know, what are we aiming at. So it is very essential to know. And this is one of the greatest paramparas of the Siddhas found in Maharashtra. So here was Muktananda Baba, and he had his journey and he made his spiritual journey at the hands of Bhagwan Nityananda. We will mention about him first, and then we shall, he's a great saint. As I told you, you'll have to find out more and more details about him from the internet or buy books. One of his best works is Play of Consciousness, which is like his spiritual autobiography. This spiritual autobiography gives you an insight into meditational states, various states in which you can go into. What are the type of lights you see? What are the types of lok you visit? Lok is the worlds you visit. And what are the distractions which can come in your way as you are making your spiritual journey, and how to overcome them. So Muktananda Baba's faith was at the feet of Holy Nityananda Swami, Bhagwan Nityananda. And we shall learn a few things about Muktananda Baba here. When Muktananda Baba used to be at Ganeshpuri, of course he went in search of his Guru. At a very young age, he had left his mother and later in his autobiography, he tells that he has been a little unfair to his mother, so he wants to make it up by trying to help the other mothers in the life. So Muktananda Baba has rendered his personal attention to many ladies who are trying to make their spiritual progress, and is one of the greatest Siddhas who can once you get initiated by him, be rest sure enlightenment is there down the lane. Now, it is a few incidents I would like to tell about him. First is his visit to Bhagwan Nityananda's abode. He would go there and stand there daily and wait for the guidance to be given by Bhagwan Nityananda. So one day Bhagwan Nityananda probably, it is so said, I have also heard about these, that Bhagwan Nityananda asked him not to leave and returned with a footwear. We call it the wooden footwear, that is holy feet, we call them paduka. And they were given to Muktananda Baba. And it is so said Muktananda Baba carried them on his head and went up to his cottage. He was given one cottage to do his sadhana, and since then it got enhanced. His spiritual journey made tremendous progress. I mean, we are too small to utter such words. It is just for our understanding that a great Siddha was being sort of made for the world here. There's one incident I would like to tell, which I learned from my Guru. One of the devotees, she had learnt about the accident of her son, and the son had a lot of probably after the accident he had a few fractures and he was in bad shape. And this lady, instead of taking the boy to the doctors. She went all the way from Bombay to Ganeshpuri, the place at Muktanand Baba's ashram. And when she went to Ganeshpuri, the first thing Baba said, "Why didn't you take him to the hospital?" She says, "Unless you don't bless me, even the doctor's medicines may not work." Now, this is this faith, whether you should approve of it or not is your choice. But for me, probably we all seekers, we rush to our gurus first. And then, of course, the guru sends us back to the doctors. But we definitely rush to the gurus first. So this lady had reached, and then later one day, Muktanand Baba himself visited the hospital. And the boy was in bad shape. He had, it is said that he had quite a few fractures. And Muktanand Baba very compassionately sort of put his hand on the boy and slowly caressed the body wherever there were the fractures and wounds. And it is so said that within no time the boy healed. And unfortunately, when the lady came to thank Baba, she saw that there was the skin on Baba's feet were getting peeled. Now, these are just insights to let us know that if really Guru takes, like we all know the story of Lord Shiva, that when he drank the poison, his throat got turned into a blue and the poison affected his throat. So somewhere probably the saints, they are in a subtle way able to take away the problems of the devotees. And it is not that they are, the problems are unattended to. They get, it is the saints who try to tolerate the results of those ailments, which are actually in the destiny of the devotee. And it is because of this love. Now this science needs to be discovered. A story about Lord Vishnu also happens to come here. One of his devotees who sort of gets cursed by one of the great sages of India, Durvasa, and he's almost cursed that he will take 10 births now. Again, at that time, Lord Vishnu comes to his rescue and he says he's my devotee. So instead of him facing the curse, which he probably may not be able to cope up with, why don't you let me accept the curse? And of course the sage was wise and he knew God was needed on the earth. So it is so said that Lord Vishnu went through the 10 incarnations. Now there must be a simultaneous spiritual world which is running along with this Indian world, the mortal world we see. And there must be. Now we have the Hollywood world, the Bollywood world, the cricket world, the terrorist world, and the spiritual world, the priestly class, the evil class, whatever. I mean, the underworld. Let's say the underworld. All these are simultaneously running. You just have to be fortunate to fall into a correct class so that you have a peaceful life. And you go ahead with some good contributions to the world. You contribute love, affection, sensitivity, receptivity, and some major qualities like sacrifices. Let's see. But Sri Vishnu had taken 10 births of for his devotee. So we all rush to gurus first, and I had my opportunity to meeting Muktanand Baba a couple of times, and I would like to talk about it. Once when he was at Woodhouse Road in Kulaba, I was probably just 15 plus and 16 plus, and one of my mother's friend wanted to come and take me there, and she couldn't come, so I on my own went. It was early morning, about 5:36, and there were rains in Bombay. But somehow I managed to reach Woodhouse Road, and I had his darshan. Then second time I met him, it was at my guru's place, and when I was given a garland to Muktanand Baba. I think it was at that time that he sort of patted on my back, and I felt rigorous force, and there was some movement in my body. I was not then very familiar with the concept of Kundalini Yoga, but later I realized that there were certain movements which are that of the snake or like a frog. These movements are there which make go through your spine, and you realize it, that well, the Kundalini is traveling to Sahasrara. Friends, it's a very beautiful journey, and we have talked about Kundalini Yoga, we have talked about a couple of saints, we have talked about their works, we have talked about Ramakrishna's Gospel of Ramakrishna is a very good work. Then there is Gondolekar Maharaj Brahma Chaitanya is a very good work. Then about Muktananda Baba we have Play of Consciousness is there. Then we talked about Swami Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His life and works are also beautifully depicted. Take any work and start your spiritual journey. And from tomorrow, I'm going to try and talk about the 18 yogas in Bhagavad Gita. I will be doing simultaneously, once in English and once in Hindi. Once in Hindi, and if possible in Marathi as well as in English. Because as I said, some of them are interested in wanting to hear, and they are more comfortable in Marathi, and some of them are obviously more comfortable in English. And my idea is to try and reach out to many, so that even Hinduism is loved. It's a beautiful path, and if you are an enlightened person, if you are a wise person, I don't think there is much wrong in that. Whatever times demanded then and today may differ. So we will try and see Bhagavad Gita in a new light. Let's see if we can present it for modern Hinduism. Yeah. How will a modern Hinduism, a modern Hindu would like to look upon Bhagavad Gita? We won't change the text because it's a universal situation where anyone can succumb to any critical situation of, I wouldn't say war alone, but where we are thrown into dilemmas of whether we should do or not to do. So the entire text Bhagavad Gita starts on this note, whether to do or not to do. And yes, that first choice has to be right. Only then life gets set on the right track. Let's see what best we can do out of Bhagavad Gita, and we want it to be in a presented in a modern way, which will appeal to the youngsters, to all religions, and let's see if we can have something, a universal message. I'm Swami Radhikanand from Pune. See you tomorrow. Thank you.